Now on Fast Track News, details have been released about a fatal plane crash involving a student.
Plus, housing has been a hot topic here on campus. However, ground has broke on a new residence hall here at Purdue.
And Purdue's annual Challenge 5K has raised even more money for cancer research. All your campus news, weather, and sports is straight ahead. Fast Track is back. Happy Friday, Boilermakers. I'm Yumi Colombo.
And I'm Sebastian Lux. It's Friday, April 19th. Here's a look at your campus news for the week. First, an investigation is ongoing into a plane crash that resulted in the death of a Purdue student late last week. As of Tuesday, the Tippecanoe County Sheriff said the time of the crash is still under investigation. Sheriff Bob Goldsmith said the plane crashed about half-mile west of US 231 and a mile north of County Road 600 North. The Tippecanoe County Coroner's Office identified the body found on the scene was Alexander Foss, a 20-year-old Purdue student from Minnesota. Several agencies are involved in the investigation, including the Coroner's Office, the Sheriff's Department, the National Transportation Safety Board, and the Federal Aviation Administration.
Housing has been a hot topic at Purdue University. In recent years, both students and parents have frequently voiced concerns about the issue.
That's right, and it looks like now Purdue is taking more steps to solve it. Reporter Ellie Aker has more on last Friday's groundbreaking for a new residence hall here at Purdue.
We're here between Hillenbrand and Harrison residence halls at Purdue University, where university officials just broke ground on a new residence hall housing 900 students, completed by 2026. A large crowd gathered despite gusty weather for the celebration of a new residence hall on Purdue's campus, what will be the largest residence hall at Purdue when it opens for the class of 2026.
3, 2, 1.
According to President Mung Chiang, with this construction, Purdue will have increased residential bed capacity at a rate higher than the undergraduate enrollment increase in the 14-year period from 2013 to 2027. The new residence hall will be part of the data mine community, which Vice Provost for Student Life Beth McCuskey says will appeal to students in every field across campus.
We are adding space to support our data mine program, which is a phenomenal experience for students to really dig into how data works and how to apply it to their field, whether that's an engineering field, a social science field, a liberal arts field. I mean, everybody needs to know and understand how to use data, and so our students in this program just flourish through that experience and growth.
Dr. McCuskey was also asked about students being housed in apartments in the greater Lafayette community.
So we are currently putting about 1,000 students in master leased apartments, which are in the community. It's our hope that we bring more people onto campus and not have as many in the master leases properties. Of course, that just flows right back into the community for beds, so students will probably live in those as well. We just won't be running them down the road. The other thing that we will be doing is de-densifying. So we have students living in triples and things like that, where we want to be pulling them back into those double rooms and giving them that better college experience.
President Chiang and Vice Provost McCuskey also talked about another housing project on campus to be completed by fall of 2025, apartments with the Purdue Research Foundation that the university will lease. According to Purdue, this combination of both new residences will result in about 1,900 new beds for students. The Purdue administrators present recognized the importance of providing students with on-campus housing, saying students who live in residence halls do better in the classroom, and they return to live on campus at higher rates.
There's something very unique in the passage of life and in the ability to not only cover knowledge in classrooms, but also uncover together much more about ourselves and the world around us by living together.
Reporting for Fast Track News, I'm Ellie Aker.
Now, according to Purdue, the residence hall is still nameless.
So any of you Purdue alumni watching, this is your chance to leave your mark on campus alongside a hefty donation.
Well, Yumi, it certainly has been nice the past couple of days. We're finally getting some consistent warmer temperatures.
Yeah, I totally agree. It sure has been warmer, Sebastian. Let's take it to Matthew Canfield for a first look at the forecast.
Well, good morning, Fast Track News. On this wonderful Friday morning, I'm Matthew Canfield, helping you reminisce about yesterday's temperatures and bright sun. But today, it's not quite the same story with the high of 57 and the low of 41. Well, we've got winds today, 9 to 14 miles an hour, and the morning rain fizzling out. Don't burn out. Keep pushing for finals. Dead week is coming up before you know it with the low of 41 once again. 13 miles an hour this morning at 10 and 52 mid-50s trailing off to 48 at 9 p.m.
Campus was buzzing with activity this past weekend. There was even a giant bee on campus. Do you know what that was about, Sebastian?
I sure do. It was Purdue's annual Spring Fest on Saturday, and with that came the Bug Bowl. Students and families weren't the only ones crawling around. Reporters Jasmine Studebaker and Rebecca DeMoss have the story.
We are out here at the Bug Bowl, right outside Smith Hall. Spring Fest taking place on the Memorial Mall. And Jasmine, what are we doing?
We are about to eat some chocolate-covered crickets.
Yeah, we are. All right. Cheers.
Spring Fest was a hive of activity where visitors could go from one tent to another, exploring the wonders of science, technology, agriculture, and more. There was a total of 36 event sites that people could wander to, getting to leap right into spring.
Families fluttered about, eager to behold the marvels of discovery. From hands-on experiments to exciting demonstrations, there was plenty to keep everyone entertained.
Okay, is this your guys' first time at Bug Bowl?
Yes, this is their first time at Bug Bowl.
What's your favorite part so far?
I think they liked when we were over there making bracelets.
But wait, the buzz doesn't stop there. The Bug Bowl also crept into action, showcasing the tiny critters that make our world go round. Bug Bowl was started 30 years ago by retired Purdue entomology professor Tom Turpin.
It all began when the question of how fast a cockroach could run came up in class, and that evolved into the massive event we have today. Turpin realized if you packaged it right, people would actually be interested in engaging with insects in a fun way.
We were able to speak with the Bug Bowl and Cockroach Coliseum curator, and here's what he had to say.
And what's your favorite bug or insect?
That's like asking me to pick a favorite child if I had one.
Okay.
I don't know. I think Madagascar hissing cockroaches are kind of pretty nifty.
What about you? What's one of your favorites?
Well, I tell everybody the western corn rootworm, which is a major corn pest, because that put meals and tuition for my kids' money in our pockets over all those years. But if I had to choose an insect, I like the praying mantis. It's one of the very few that can turn its head, and you can actually train to take an insect out of your hand as a food item.
From the Cockroach Coliseum that'll have you on the edge of your seat to cricket-covered chocolate that'll make you chirp with laughter, there was no shortage of entertainment.
What's your favorite bug, if you have one, or one of your favorite bugs?
Oh, that's so hard. I feel like it's cliche. I've always loved a monarch butterfly because I used to raise them when I was a little kid. They're probably one of my favorites. I also really like stink bugs because they're interesting, they're kind of stinky.
Whether you're a science enthusiast, a family looking for springtime fun, or just itching to learn something new, Springfest and Bug Bowl promise a plethora of excitement that'll leave you buzzing with joy.
With all this cricket action, it's certainly not a boring bowl.
I'm Tom Turpin, and I'm watching Springfest on Fast Track News.
Bug Bowl is truly a unique Purdue experience. I remember Yumi going back for years in elementary school going on field trips, although to be completely honest with you, I'm not a big fan of bugs. What about you?
I'm also not the biggest fan. However, I do love ladybugs as I feel like they're pretty lucky. There was some other loud buzzing on campus too, though.
That's right. Before Purdue's annual Aviation Day last Saturday, a new aircraft and a new aviation center was announced. It comes from a partnership with Wind Racers, a cargo vehicle operation company based in the United Kingdom. Their aircraft, appropriately titled Earhart, was unveiled last Friday.
Now finally, I'd like to introduce our baby. As any proud parent, I of course believe it's the most handsome baby in the world. So I'd like you to give a hearty Indiana welcome to Earhart.
The partnership also comes with the announcement of the new Center on AI for Digital, Autonomous, and Augmented Aviation, or AIDA-3. The new center hopes to innovate on unmanned aerial vehicles, or UAVs, for a variety of different uses. It's yet another Purdue investment in AI technology.
Up next, see how Purdue kicked off this year's Spring Fest with the Challenge 5K. Plus, we asked students our question of the week. Don't go away. Fast Track News will be back.
If I could describe Boulder School DC in one word, I would say insightful. I've done a couple internships in DC, but this experience was different and opened my eyes into what other aspects of DC has to offer in networking and relationships as well.
If I could describe BGDC in one word, I would say eye-opening. I've been to DC a couple times before, but I have had nowhere close to an experience as immersive or as informative as the BGDC experience.
If you're interested in politics and you want to get into working in government, this is a good experience for you.
It was something I initially myself really wanted to do, but I know there were a lot of people that might be on more of the fence about it. And I truly think BGDC was worth every penny, every time I did a reflection. Absolutely worth it.
If I can describe BGDC in one word, it's life-changing.
The program allows students to finish their bachelor's degree and also get an online master's degree that overlap during their last year at Purdue.
Students can more quickly work towards a graduate degree while concurrently starting their professional careers.
The online program allows them to kind of go at their own pace, and so they're not having to abide by the academic calendar.
And our goal is that this would make you even more compelling for your next opportunity in the workforce.
SpringFest kicked off this year with the Challenge 5K Saturday morning.
Reporter Jillian Huckleberry has the story.
I'm outside the Neil Armstrong Hall of Engineering where SpringFest was just kicked off as 1,000 runners took off down Stadium Avenue in this year's 16th annual Challenge 5K to raise money for cancer research.
All right, Boilermakers, let's count them down. 3, 2, 1, go!
The Challenge 5K is hosted by the Purdue University Institute for Cancer Research. Runners and walkers met at 8 a.m. Saturday morning outside the Armstrong building, where they took off on the 3.1-mile track around campus and ended right where they started. In addition to raising money, runners could compete for top awards, including Top Finisher, Top Fundraiser, and the Blake Strong Award for the first place military finisher. There were also awards for teams, like the Community Challenge Award for the top fundraising team, and the Tyler Trent Student Challenge Award for the top fundraising student. Some of these awards, like the Blake Strong Award and the Tyler Trent Student Challenge Award, are created to honor those we have lost.
And there's our first runner across the finish line.
This year's first place finisher was Sam Blake with a time of 15:55. Purdue Pete made an appearance, even running the race himself before taking photos and cheering on fellow racers. After the event, participants could enjoy music, refreshments, and free stuff while they waited for the race results. The Challenge 5K has raised over $1 million for cancer research since 2008, with their run this year alone raising over $100,000.
I can't think of a better way to kick off this year's SpringFest. Reporting for Fast Track News, I'm Jillian Huckleberry.
The Challenge 5K isn't the only event hosted by the Purdue Institute for Cancer Research. They are also responsible for the Cancer Research Day, as well as the Hammer Down Cancer Games during the athletic season.
Their next public event appearance will be next week during Purdue Day of Giving on April 24th.
SpringFest offered a diverse array of things, one of them being arguably the cutest event, teddy bear surgery. Purdue Veterinary School and Purdue Agriculture collaborated to hold an open house at Lynn Hall during SpringFest. The event ran from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. The teddy bear surgery was one of the many events open to the public Saturday. Third-year vet students as well as faculty helped attendees don surgery gear and perform sutures on teddy bears. The third-year students were also available to demonstrate laparoscopies on vet school dogs. Endoscopes and radiation equipment were also exhibited. The next large event hosted by the vet school is the Dog Jog, September 21st. More details and events can be found on the vet school's events page under annual events. Purdue Agriculture hosts a lot of events to be found on their events page, but their next one is their Community Nature Day on April 20th, hosted by the Purdue Student Chapter of Environmental Education.
It was in full bloom on Saturday with the Purdue Plant Sale as well. The Plant Sale is the Horticulture Society's biggest fundraiser of the year. From vibrant blooms to lush greenery, the sale offers a variety of flora to brighten up your garden or living space. And the best part, It's all grown right here on campus by Purdue horticulture students. The plant sale was definitely a chance to indulge your green thumb and bring a little piece of Purdue's natural beauty home. Let's hope the weather will be as nice this weekend as it was then.
Well, here at Fast Track News, unfortunately, we've got the cloudy cutoff to spring as those temperatures descend throughout the week with the flood warning still in place, so make note of that. Drive safe at the night. And the pink moon coming up as a spring indicator in the West Lafayette area.
Hola from Spain. G'day, mates.
Buenos dias.
Bonjour.
Hello from South Korea.
I'm studying abroad in Valencia, Spain this semester. I'm studying abroad in Sydney, Australia.
I'm studying abroad in Madrid, Spain.
I'm studying at Seoul National University.
At Issy Supero in Toulouse, France.
And I'm really getting to enjoy meeting all the new people and the culture.
How different it is from Purdue University.
It is an absolutely fantastic experience.
I'm living my best life.
I can't wait to see you guys all overseas soon. A bientôt.
Adios.
Nos vemos de España.
Well, if you're just joining us here at Fast Track today, we've got it planned out with the low of 41 and those low 50-degree temperatures. Unfortunately, not the 70s we saw the other day. And as those temperatures dip down to dinner, 52 at 6 and 48 at 9. And tomorrow, the Grand Prix. Let's make some noise, Boilermakers, as we're coming out cold, but you've got the grit. Your goosebumps are all riled up. You're ready to go. 43 at 8. Definitely have some layers. You can take them off, though, at 49 at noon. And just before the race, if you're going to get there to support your favorite driver, 51. And as you're getting out of there safely, 53 at 4. And for the weekend outlook here, unfortunately, these temperatures in the upper to mid 50s, 57 for Friday, 41. But don't worry, later on in the forecast, we'll amp things up. 55 Saturday and 56 for this coming Sunday here. We've got the GFS coming in showing not a lot of precipitation, so that's something that you can be amped about this week. But coming on early in dead week, about Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, pockets coming in around 1/4 of an inch of rain. But don't worry about that as we push through our 7-day. Here we are coming through 50s, upper 50s. But the start of next week, wow, low of 39, but 62 with the sun. You can see that chance of rain about 50% for Tuesday with the high of 64, low of 47. And Wednesday, once again, with that sun, looking there again at 61 and a low of 36. And rain to close out the week with the high of 59.
Just ahead, an in-depth look at Purdue football's first spring game of the Ryan Walters era. Also, Purdue baseball and softball look to continue their big winning streaks in conference play. I'm Alex Kuban. Don't go away. Sports is next.
Creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gonna feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I don't buy at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got...
This past weekend, Purdue football held their spring game featuring the starting offenses and defenses for next season. Fans were excited to come into Ross A to see what next year's roster has to offer. Fast Track sports reporter Will Starlipper has the story.
Over 4,400 Boilermaker fans made their way to Ross-Ade Stadium this past weekend in one of the first truly summer-like days of the year in West Lafayette to get a first look at a Purdue transfer portal class that ranked 19th in the country according to 247 Sports. Quarterback Hudson Card had a very up-and-down first season at Purdue, but showed some promise on Saturday, making a couple of laser throws and evading the pressure. He found wide receiver Andrew Sawinski for a 58-yard touchdown in the first quarter to get his team Boiler Up out to an early lead. One of the best moments of the offseason came in November when center Gus Hartwig announced he would return for a fifth season. Gus is a four-time honorable mention All-Big Ten pick and will anchor Purdue's offensive line, which held up very well on Saturday, giving Card time to throw. The real story of this Boiler Up versus Hammer Down spring game was sophomore pass rusher Will Helt. Helt flashed his potential with a 24-yard interception return for a touchdown to put his Hammer Down defense ahead of Boiler Up. Facing a 4th and goal on the final drive of the game, redshirt freshman Jake Wilson connected with a fellow redshirt freshman Ryan Shackelford for a 6-yard touchdown pass to complete the comeback for Hammer Down, ultimately winning the game 17-13 in a defensive showdown. The end of spring camp means the opening of spring transfer windows, giving players a second chance to enter the transfer portal after they've seen where they landed on the depth chart. I'm Will Starliper, reporting for Fast Track News.
After last year, I'm glad to see a great showing for the defense. There are a lot of new faces at Ross-Ade, with 25 new players on the roster, 14 transfers and 11 freshmen. Purdue brought in 8 offensive players and 6 defensive players from colleges over the country. Some notable players have come from recent national champion Georgia, UCLA, and Notre Dame. From what we saw at the spring game, fans should be excited for the upcoming season, starting on August 31st against the Indiana State Sycamores. The Purdue baseball team had a home weekend series against the Michigan State Spartans. The Boilers took the field at Alexander on Friday, looking to keep the momentum after sweeping Rutgers last weekend. Purdue's Jordan Morales took the mound, looking to earn his 5th win of the season. Both of Purdue's Keenans played a big part in the game, as Keenan Taylor would score 3 runs, and Keenan Spence would have 3 RBIs, including a home run. Jordan Morales would have a strong start, throwing 7 innings and only allowing 2 runs. The Boilers would wind up with a 7-2 victory. Purdue would add on a 14-0 victory on Saturday and a 21-1 win on Sunday to cap off back-to-back conference sweeps. They outscored Michigan State 42-3 over the weekend. Purdue has now improved to 8-4 in conference play and is tied for 3rd in the Big Ten after winning 7 straight conference games. Purdue baseball faced off against Ball State on Tuesday in what was an impressive display of offense. The Boilermakers went down 1-0 in the 2nd inning of the game after Ball State's Blake Bevis homered to left field, but came right back to tie the game in the 3rd inning. A short time later in the same inning, the Boilers made a huge surge that put them up for good as they scored 7 straight unanswered runs. Purdue's Mike Bolton Jr., Luke Gaffney, Connor Castanet, and Camden Gasser combined for 10 of Purdue's 13 runs and all had batting average above 500. The Purdue baseball team will take the field again tonight at Alexander Field against East Tennessee State. The game starts at 6 p.m. and tickets start at only $6. Purdue softball has been on quite the run lately, clinching the longest Big Ten winning streak in program history with 7 straight wins. On Wednesday, they split a doubleheader against the Indiana Hoosiers. Their first matchup was rough, with Indiana pulling ahead and staying ahead early in inning 1. The following game was a back-and-forth fight, but Purdue played hard and came out victorious 6-5. The Boilermakers scored the last 3 consecutive innings with a pivotal run in the 6th that helped them level the game. The decisive moment came when Ashlyn Campbell scored a game-winning run off a wild pitch in the 7th inning. Purdue softball is scheduled to continue their Big Ten series this evening at 5 p.m. when they play the Northwestern Wildcats. This past weekend, qualifications for Grand Prix took place. Representing Kappa Sigma Team B, driver Aiden Fox finished first with a lap time of 24.987. It was a good day for the fraternity, as Kappa Sigma Team A driver Rafe Shaw came in 4th for qualifications. Shaw finished with a lap time of 25.26. With 2 teams in the top 5, it will be interesting to see how the teams do against close competition on race day. Check out Fast Track's Instagram for coverage of the race tomorrow. That's a wrap for sports. But stay tuned. Fast Track will be right back after this quick timeout.
Three, two, one.
Welcome to Fast Track News.
You're watching Fast Track News.
Now it's time for our question of the week. With final exams quickly approaching, it sure is a rough time for students.
Are Boilermakers dreading any in particular? Reporter Jimmy Sobeski asked students what they thought.
All right, I'm here with Carly. Carly, you have any finals you're worried about this upcoming weeks?
Yeah, I do. I have 2 finals. I'm a little nervous for them.
All right, what finals are they that you're nervous about?
One's for my psychological statistics class, and one is for ostracism, rejection, exclusion psychology class.
So you're nervous about any finals you have coming up?
My stats final.
What's going to be tough about that one?
I'm not good at math.
Yeah, I have 2 finals that I worry about. The first one, we have like a marketing plans book that we have to finish, but we have a draft already, but it's still like a pressure for me to make it better or something. And another one is a presentation that I don't know what I need to do because we haven't been started on it, so I feel pretty pressure about that.
So what finals are you nervous about coming up?
I'm a little bit nervous about my wine appreciation final. There's a lot of different types of wines out there, and there's a lot of different flavor profiles to keep track of. So I'm hoping that I can study and pull through. Yeah.
What do you do for studying for that? Just fun nights in and watch a movie, pour a glass?
Yeah, pour a glass. You go through. I'm gonna go back through all the lecture videos. I'll probably find a Quizlet somewhere. But yeah.
Sounds like it should be a lot of fun. Well, good luck on your finals.
Yeah, thank you.
So personally for me, Yumi, the exam I'm dreading the most right now is Management 310. It's actually my last exam I got to take here at Purdue before I graduate in just a couple weeks. But what about you?
I'm personally dreading my Spanish 2 exam because Spanish is not my forte, but fingers crossed we have some nice weather to look forward to for exams.
I hope so too. And here's Matthew with a final look at the forecast.
Well, the weather recently, it's been great sun, 70s, 80s, you can't complain, but it's not quite the same story here at the 7-day. We've got the mid to upper 50s, some scary lows, even the 36, 39. But don't fear, because Monday we'll have the sun pop out hard again, high of 62, and a similar temperature for Tuesday with the chance of rain, so watch out, get your jacket and umbrella, and the sun again to reappear Wednesday. And Thursday, that rain again, so make sure you're enjoying the sun while you still can. Enjoy your weekend here at Fast Track News.
Hey Boilermakers, be sure to check us out on Instagram at Purdue Fast Track News, where we post all your campus news, weather, and sports updates. You're not going to want to miss posts like this one, where we covered students gathering around the engineering fountain to watch the eclipse. There's also a chance to be featured on our page, so if you see one of our reporters out in the wild, don't be afraid to say hi. Until next time, Boilers.
That's a wrap for us here at Fast Track News this week.
Have a great weekend, Boilermakers.
You're watching Fast Track News.